Greg Shoemaker, TriStateFootball.com, here at Miamisburg High School with the head coach, Steve Channell. And 2 years at the school, 14-7 record. They made the playoffs for the first time since 2000 last year, and only the second time in school history under his guidance. And Coach, I think this is going to be your 23rd year as a head coach, 166 and 86 overall. And, well, when you took this program over, I mean, it was at the bottom of the barrel. What was the biggest part about changing the mindset of the program and the kids in it?
I think it was just convincing the kids that if you do the following things that I listed for them, that we would win. And I told them from the first day I walked in and met with the kids, I told them we are going to win, and here's how we're going to win. You know, a lot of times you coach and you say we're going to win because of this, this, and this, but I explained to them exactly how we would go about winning, because I looked at film before I took the job of the previous season, and I felt like they had some good enough players to win, and they just needed a system to be put into place to where the chance for success would be heightened, and that's what we were able to do.
You know, and it's funny because when you look at the GWAC South, and next year, 2014, I mean, between you, Lebanon, who is stacked, and Springboro is always stacked, but they're all very young teams. And talk a little bit about playing in that conference, because I'm not too sure that you don't get 3 into the playoffs if you all do the right things.
Well, Lebanon, Springboro, and Miamisburg, I think, without a doubt, will be the 3 teams that people would look at next year. Now, that's not saying anything negative with Fairborn and Xenia and West Carrollton, but realistically, on paper, of who's got things coming back and what they've done the last couple of years, those 3 teams will be looked at the top of that conference. I think Lebanon's going to be very, very good. Springboro and what Ryan does down there is going to be very, very good. And I feel like we're going to be competitive and have our opportunity also. But when I look at that Southern Division, you're right. Those 3 schools could eventually, 1, 2, or all 3 maybe make postseason play. And if that would work out, that would be great.
In order for you guys to do that, though, you've got to get through a very tough non-conference road schedule. You got Troy on the road. I think you got Wayne on the road, and well, I think Lebanon and also Springboro. So it's like your toughest games are all on the road. How do you prepare those kids mentally to handle that task?
Well, I think that's going back to your first question. I think the mental part of that and success and winning is your biggest obstacle. I mean, like I tell people here, our kids aren't that much different than kids at Lebanon or Centerville or Springboro or wherever. We've got the same type of kids. It's the mental aspect of what you coach for kids to do. And going into those type of games, I think it's a mental confidence situation. For example, this year, our boys basketball team beat Springboro twice. Okay, so they you know, the Springboro's kind of had this thing with Miamisburg that we haven't had a lot of success. 2 years ago, they beat us by about 30, 35 points. This year, we lost by 7. So I think we're closing the gap there a little bit with that situation. Lebanon we beat a year ago, then they beat us this year. So I don't think there's any of that mental block with Lebanon or anything of that nature. And I think the confidence level for our kids right now is very high. They have confidence in themselves, they have confidence in their coaches, and they have confidence in our program. So I think the confidence level going into those kind of games, I do not think that would be an issue at all.
Winning also brings out alums, and it also brings the program changing. And we were talking earlier about getting a new field. Talk about some of the changes that you're going to put in place moving forward here at this program.
Well, the district right now is going through a process of soliciting funds for a new stadium, and it'd be a state-of-the-art stadium without giving a lot of details and everything, but they're going through private donations for that, and we look to get that going, and we feel that there has a high chance for success. And other changes in the program, just anytime you come in and take over a program that's down, I mean, you change things, whether it's you know, how you practice or your uniforms or weight room times or weight room hours or whatever. We have a brand new weight room right now. You know, so we've refurbished some things around here, and I think there's a general very good feeling about things in our program right now in the school district, and everything seems to be moving in an upward trend, and that's what you want to be able to continue to do. My goal is to get our program to the point where we compete for a league title every year, and we're a playoff contender every single year, and that's what our goal is. And I think we've gotten there a little quicker than maybe I first thought we would, we're there now, and the expectation is to win. And when you're coaching kids, if you can convince them they have a chance to win, then you've got a great piece in the game in your back pocket.
Sounds good. Well, let's talk a little bit about your offense in 2014. You lose a quarterback, but you're loaded at the skills positions. What do you like about what's coming back on that group?
Well, we definitely have skill kids in every spot. We have to replace a quarterback. Got to find out who that person is going to be, which is going to be a major component in our season. Offensive line, we graduated 4 out of our 5. Last year we were a bigger, bulkier offensive line. This year we'll be younger, faster, and more athletic. So we're going to lose some size, but we're going to gain some athleticism and some speed, and I think a little bit of a chip on our shoulder type of kid, which I think bodes well for the wing T because you're running the ball the majority of the time. Defensively, we return 8 starters, so I'm going into the season really counting on the fact that our defense should be very, very good and keep us in ball games just through playing great defense. So we have pieces to fill in yet, and we got to find a couple spots here and there, but as a whole going into the season, I feel like we have a pretty good makeup coming back.
You seem to be really enjoying this. I mean, I know when you were at Edgewood, you not only were a football coach for a while, I think you were athletic director there as well, and now you're retired. How fun is this for you right now, getting this opportunity and seeing everything progress as fast as it has?
This has probably been the most enjoyable time of my coaching career, to be quite honest with you, because my goal always was to go and take a program that had been down and build it. I enjoy the coaching aspect of building a program and maintaining it, because when you go into a situation where they've been down, there's no expectation for winning, there's no enthusiasm, there's no excitement, and that's pretty much what the case was. So now that we're building that, you can just feel a groundswell, I think, within our kids and parents and community about excitement about Miamisburg football again. And like I said, I think this has been the most enjoyable part of my career, and I've been coaching now for 32, 33 years, but this has really been the most enjoyable time, to be quite honest with you.
There you go. Head coach Steve Channell, the Miamisburg Vikings. Look forward to having another great season in 2014.